Welcome to the show, everybody. It's Gameshow Global eSports Cup time again. My name is Debu, and we are gonna watch Mousesports against SpaceSoldiers. Without further ado, let's hop into the game. I will walk you through the odds and everything else while we are watching the knife round. So let's check this out. Over here. Cash is the map pick of Mousesports. No real surprises on that one. The second map will be Cobblestone. No surprises on that one either. SpaceSoldiers really like the map. It's one of the kind of home maps of Centaurus. And when he feels at home, they can be a very strong team. But you all have seen Mousesports compete in the DreamHack Open or DreamHack Zoe Open in Leipzig last weekend. And you should be aware of telling that they are getting stronger and stronger, even though they don't have the brains behind them anymore. Capio and Gobi lost or left the squad. And they did very, very well. 16-5 against Virtus Pro in their group match. Then a 19-22 loss to Astralis. The Danes just barely got through there. And a 2-0 loss against Dignitas in the deciding match was a nail in the coffin for Mousesports. But they still qualified for IEM Katowice, and now we can see them compete against SpaceSoldiers, and SpaceSoldiers are opening up the fragging. Tugux with a double kill. Centaurus and Only already got themselves a few on the board as well. And Chris J is the lone survivor for the terrorists. He's got the deagle and armor and the bomb, so they have to watch out. But no, Tugux is stepping up for his squad. Triple kill already in the opening round here for SpaceSoldiers. Looking good. Starting on the CT side on Cash. It's not that bad of a start for them. It is slightly terrorist-sided, but that just changed in the past few months. So there is still a lot of chances for the CTs to make it a good half if they get that early economy go in their favor. And it looks like SpaceSoldiers are doing a good job of maintaining their economy. They put 2 SMGs in the hands of Centaurus and Despi. So MP7 and P90 for them. But the first frag is replied on by Next straight away. Tech 9 headshot onto Centaurus, and Despi is not hitting too many of those 50 bullets in his clip. Mousesports getting away with it for now. But the CTs know where the terrorists are, and this will make it harder for Mousesports to get something going in case SpaceSoldiers would go out and go for a peek. It would be dangerous, but maybe at this stage of the round they could try to at least, get a more defensive peek. In the sense of not going out there, but just looking there. SpaceSoldiers are holding their positions, so they are aware of Mousesports' scary deagle aim, and they expect the rest of the Mousesports squad to hold deagles as well. So let's see what the Germans can do about this round. They were definitely hurt by Tugux in middle, and now it's up to Dennis to spot one of them off guard, while Nico makes his way into Speedway. A very dangerous position to have him in. The CTs need to watch out. He can pick off anyone at any distance with that gun. You have seen him ace numerous teams on this map already. But they will move in, and they won't get the frags initially. Now Nico is able to not hit a single shot here. The bomb will still go down because his teammates made their job. And Only is now the last man standing against the rest of the Mousesports squad. He is in the back of the site. He's got 2 very, very wounded terrorists in front of him. But now he's being spotted already. And I think my game sounds are a little bit too low. I will fix that in a second. Just let's see if Only can clutch this round, which is very unlikely now that the bomb is ticking fast and faster. He will not connect those shots either. So Mousesports pull the upset and make it 1-1 already. They salvage a few guns as well, so this works in their favor. On top of getting that round, on top of making the CTs hit a very rough spot on their own economy, they will help themselves 2 FAMAs and a P90. And they already have a Tech 9 for Dennis. He can drop that for one of his teammates if he wants to do so, which he doesn't. So Dennis is the monster now with the AK and the Tech 9 on top of that. So I need to change the game sounds real quick. I think somebody messed up on that one. Or are they just lower on my... I don't know. Can you please help me out if my game sounds are too silent? Oh yeah, and the map score, sorry for that. I just added that to the overlay 2 streams ago. So now it's 0-0. The map score is 0-0, obviously. I just didn't adjust it after the last stream. Now Nico with the UMP to open it up on the B bomb site. They will push further. Now they hold their horses for a second. They make the CTs come for them, and they will get the frag. SpaceSoldiers pulling it back again, and they are the ones on the brink of saving. Mousesports might throw this chance away to get it underway and to get the lead, and maybe even stomp the CTs here on the terrorist side, which is possible if you get that economy game going your way. Now the CTs try to intercept the bomb, and that's successful. Another frag for SpaceSoldiers, making it a 1v3, leaving Nex alone on the B bomb side. He is separated from the bomb, and he is going to be intercepted either way. I mean, wherever he wants to go, somebody's gonna watch him. Well, he can't boost through that anymore, so he will, or would have to go all the way around that, or around that, and the CTs have the perfect positions to hold those angles down. Let's take a look at that. Only can peek into the back if Nex would cross to the side through the CT spawn alley. And Nex realizes there is not much that he can do anymore, so he stays away and holds on to his famous. SpaceSoldiers successfully convert this round into their own, and they make Mousesports struggle here. I expected Mousesports to take it away after the second round, but they are still in the game. They still have fairly good amount of money here on Speedy and Nex, so they will drop weapons for the other guys, and Nico purchases one of his beloved deagles. So Mousesports is still in the game. Let's see if SpaceSoldiers can stop that from happening. Both teams with a boost. Tugux is inside the B bomb site on top of the crate. Now he will boost his teammate over there. Must be Only who peeks over the edge. Okay, so thanks Mr. Kleiny for helping me out. As always, big shout out to you for tuning in again and again and again. Now Speedy with the opening frag on the outside of B, putting a lot of pressure on Tugux's shoulders. The terrorists are still spread out. They still have 1 minute 10 on the clock, and that means a lot of time for them to capitalize on the first frag, which at the moment they aren't able to. Xantares shuts them down, and if you have ever seen SpaceSoldiers, you know how important Xantares is for them. If you have followed the CSGO scene in the recent months, you know how strong he is, and he is the heart of his squad, that's for sure. Sometimes he is not even the guy carrying. His teammates can step up as well, but he is the go-to guy for those big rounds, for the big triple kill, and for rounds like that. Dasby now opening up onto Nico, who took a daring peek into the A-bomb site. The bomb gets carried in nonetheless. Dennis is still alone. He risks his life. Now he gets support in the form of Speedy, but Nex is taken out already. And SpaceSoldiers with a 4v2 situation. They will peek out Dennis as well. And it's Speedy on his own. 14 seconds on the clock. He's flashed. They know where he is, but he still picks up a frag. Then he's taken out though. So another round goes the way of SpaceSoldiers, who slowly but surely extend their lead. And they also get into a position where they could afford losing a round. They can't afford the orb yet. And that might be a key in the upcoming rounds when Mousesports is back on weapons. I'm curious to see if SpaceSoldiers decide to get an orb or not. Might be key later on in the game. If SpaceSoldiers decide to go for the orb and lose that round, it might be a costly affair, and they might be punished for that by Mouse. Let's first see the Germans execute their anti-eco, or their eco round rather. Xantares doing a good job of spraying him down. Look at him, wrecking him. 4 kills for Xantares, no trouble at all. Only Nico replied the 2 frags on NGI and Dasby. So SpaceSoldiers maintain their economy and they go for the orb for Tugux. So important round for them now. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce NGIN, but I will call him NGIN for now. Or avoid to say his name altogether. Dasby is holding in the middle now, so it was Tugux passing the orb onto Dasby. And the terrorists know it's around. The big gun is in the game, so they will slow down. And they will take it way, way slower than before. Speedy's tasked with the B-bomb site together with Nex. And if you've ever seen Mousesports play, Nex is maybe not as beastly as Nico, but he has his fair share of big rounds. Those are the guys to watch for Mousesports, Nico and Nex, obviously. Then we have Speedy with a few very good games and rounds as well. But overall, I would put Nex and Nico on top of the others. And once again, it's Nico with an opening frag for the Germans. They will try to make that push, but the bomb is still left over in middle, and they will rotate back into mid, trying to get that B execution. It's a 4v5, and the terrorists will try to get their number advantage working on the CTs. Only still alone in the B bomb site. And Tuguk's already lost control over the middle area, but NGIN is doing a good job of holding on to that with a frag onto Chris J. Now it's the terrorists making their way in there. NGIN needs to rotate as quickly as possible to get his teammate out of that troublesome position. Tuguk is smoked off. He can't intercept the bomb from walking past there. And Mousesports will get it over there. 15 seconds. If the bomb goes down, it would be very, very bad for Mousesports, but they survive, and now it's a 2v4 thanks to Nex putting down Tugux. Only NGIN in heaven and Despy with the orb. The CTs should favor a save instead of risking their economy on this try. Another spray by NGIN through the wall doesn't give him the frag though. But they will escape with the weapons. Small consolation for them, but at least they will be able to buy up in the next round. That shouldn't be that big of a problem. Mousesports on the other side are back on the board, and 4 AK saved for the Germans means a lot of equipment to work with in the next round, making it quite hard for the CTs. So, SpaceSoldiers will lack a few grenades. NGIN, yeah, he will afford everything. Despy is the guy to not have nades, and Centaurus only with a smoke. But the rest of the team have a fairly good amount of nades in their hands, so that should not be that big of a problem. Now, big middle execution by Mousesports already hopping over there. They're all committed, but they are incinerated off, and NGIN with a double kill in the middle. Despy and Centaurus rack up 2 more frags, make it a 1v3. Nico is alone, and what a suicidal move by Mousesports, going into middle without really feeling out the CT's position. And SpaceSoldiers put 4 players in mid. They all came up big for their squad, and everyone got his fair share. Now it's Nico trying to get back into the round with 1 minute 10. Plenty of time for him, and if the CTs don't watch out, they might run into some trouble. Now they have spotted him, and he hunts down that frag. He knows where Tugux is hiding. Just waiting there. The CTs have the bomb under control. Only is covering main in middle. He's just holding way back in the CT spawn. Now Nico sneaking forward. Centaurus goes down. Now Nico turns around, but Tugux with the refrag. SpaceSoldiers are back on the board, 5-2. The Turkish squad is clinging on to this game, and the most responsible for that is Centaurus and NGIN, who is the new guy kind of in the squad. On the other side we have okay. We will have somebody joining the round, so we will restart that. Nobody was killed. Yes. So. Oh no, why did they stop? Now we have to get the admin to restore the round. Or is it? Oh no, it's not. Yeah, but I'm really confused. Let's see what the players do about it. Theoretically, everyone should get everything back. There we go. So, everything settled. Small hiccup here. Some random joining the server. And now the password is changed, so that shouldn't happen anymore. Where was I? Yeah, NJN doing a good job here. On the other side, we have Mousesports struggling a little bit. Their big names haven't stepped it up so far. And the bomb plant game is not going as they would like to have it going. A few bomb plants in between would have allowed them to buy up in a round that, as you can see, ends up with Tech 9s and armor. If they had 2 more bomb plants, they could have afforded weaponry. But now they have to go in with the Deagles, the Tech 9, and a P250 on Speedy. They make their way into the A-bomb site. NJN with the frag, but Dennis with a reply. Mousesports stays in the game. They will plant as well, and the CTs with a slow rotation back. Xantares with a headshot. Doing a good job. Now 2 lining up for Xantares, who doesn't miss that chance. Only through the smoke onto Nico. Nico does go down, and Mousesports will get the bomb plant, and SpaceSoldiers will get the round. But the bomb plant was the main objective for Mousesports in this round. They will have enough money to buy up, and SpaceSoldiers have to overcome another 5 AK buy. The Turkish squad knows how important this game is. If they win it, they could be in a very good position here in the Gameshow Global eSports Cup. All brought to you by Azubu. I will give you an overlook over the group of the 2 teams in a second. Let's focus on this very important round. It is important for both teams to get it on the board. Spacer is still with the AW, but it's not really having an impact. Mousesports is doing a good job of staying away from the scope. But now they will be exposed. It's the caster's curse all over again. Desby pulling back now, taking a more defensive position. His focus is on staying alive, while the teammates of Nico try to set him up for the push into the A-bomb site. Great headshot by Nico. His aim is not fooling anyone. He's just getting around the corner and he's straight on those heads. It's just amazing to see him aim. Such a natural aim as well, and he's been like that for 3 years already. He just needed some time to break through. And now he is in a very strong squad and he's having a very good time here. Double kill for him in the round already. Now he's using his teammates as bait. Nico with another frag, but Xantares was about to pull it back from behind. Chris J quickly turned around and killed him off to make it 6-3. Mousesports is back on track again and CTs are running out of money. It's the result of a few close rounds here with SpaceSoldiers being eliminated. Is that Evo? No. Yeah, with SpaceSoldiers being eliminated, then the bomb plant and the killing of 2 players made it quite expensive for SpaceSoldiers. So the CT's in the safe and Mousesports with a chance to turn the momentum upside down. Xantares will take it slow, albeit they are spread out, so that allows the CTs to maybe sneak a frag in here, or maybe, well, the focus was on the B-bomb site. Maybe they can surprise Nico on the door. They have Xantares in a good position. See what he can do with that Deagle. Ah, firing his load a little prematurely. Now it's a 5v4. And the surprise factor is gone. Dennis pushes through. He picks up NJN. Desby goes down as well. And it's a 5v2. Only N2Gooks, the last man alive for the CTs. No armor. And barely a weapon that is worth mentioning. Only still gets the frag onto Dennis, who was looking a little clumsy there. Crammed in the corner. Unable to get out of there. And no support around for him. Mousesports will lose that one guy, but that's something that they can look over, you know, they can overlook that fact. 6-4, SpaceSoldiers with another save round. Mousesports with a chance to draw it to 1 round difference, making SpaceSoldiers realize that even if you get a good start in the game, it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna win the half or you're gonna win the whole game, you know. 6 rounds was a very good result. But it's Mousesports on the throttle at the moment. There's B with the CZ75. He gets caught in the corner. Next will dispose of him. Good shot by Mousesports. Dennis was staying alive. Even though Despy was doing a good job of opening up, it didn't really work out. And Mousesports will have a very methodical way of cleaning up the A bomb site. And next, taking his time, just one clicking, 4 kills for him in this round. Mousesports make it 6-5. And the fact I was criticizing before, the main performers were not performing for Mousesports. Now they are 10 for Nex and 9 for Nico. On the other side, we have 15 Fox and Terrace in only 11 rounds. The CTs are back on weapons, so peel your eyes on the screen to see if Mousesports can really pull away with the scoreline. If they win this round, they could have a chance to make it 7-6 even. The Germans would probably not give away that control anymore. Now Dennis with the frag onto Xantares, one of the most important CTs taken out, and one of the most important parts of the map opened up with that kill. Mousesports doesn't commit to middle. They will pull back again and focus on A. So Nico comes up with some mid-round calling. He has to watch out though. NJN is inside the site and Despy will cover A main. Despy will be the key player here. Tugux and Only will just solidify their B bomb site. But nobody's coming their way. Now Despy with the frag onto Chris J. No smokes used by the terrorists, but Speedy with the refrag onto NGIN. Now the CTs are rushing to the A bomb site. But is that the right call? The terrorists were hesitating for a little second there. They thought about maybe re-rotating towards B, but they stick to A. They will plant the bomb over there. And the CTs have to retake with 2 AWPs and 1 M4A1. Despy is looking for the frags, but nobody shows up. Very hard task to even spot anyone at this moment. Dennis was coming back into middle to take out Tugux on the wraparound, so Mousesports have everything covered. They take a few risks, but they were paying off. Dennis in the vents on 16 HP, but he spots the footsteps of the CT now. He's kind of getting himself into some trouble, being picked off by Despy. But Mousesports know how important the rifles are to the CTs. They know where one of them is. Nico gets sprayed down by Only. The CTs doing a good job of keeping their weapons. Very important save by SpaceSoldiers to be able to put up some resistance in this 6-6 in this 13th round that we will see unfold in just a few seconds. CTs will squeeze their pockets. They will completely drain them down to 0 on 2 players. Just a few bucks remain for the rest of the squad. They will end up having Xantares on a 5-7. He really has to have some lucky timing and maybe some lucky positions. Mousesports is not slowing down, but they run into Only. And that's the important frag to make it look good for SpaceSoldiers to get the fighting spirit back in the squad. It's a 4v5 in their favor. But considering the weaponry and the lack of grenades, could be troublesome for the Turkish squad. But Nico with the frag onto Xantares in middle. Now another one for Chris J with the Tech 9 onto Tugux in the B bomb site. It's a 4v3, but the terrorists are fairly wounded. They will push back again. Oh, blocking each other there. But just a small mishap that doesn't really get punished by the terrorists. Now Only will get the last kill in the B bomb site, but the terrorists on the rotation. NGIN is the last line of defense. He gets us patched off by Chris J already. Just going for that small peek, and Chris J was on that very edge of the truck. Didn't allow NGIN to even see anything. 3v2 retake situation for SpaceSoldiers. Doesn't look too good for them. And they will rather go for a save. Or will they commit to the retake? Maybe I have spoken too soon. Despy will pick off Dennis. That's the exit frag. But Nico, again, just shows up for a brief second. Goes to work onto Only. Now gets traded by Despy. This round is still possible. He's got the defuse. Chris J is holding his horses. But Chris J will pick it up. Triple kill for him. Despy was doing his very best. But it still wasn't enough against the 3 terrorists that were alive. Mousesports make it 7-6 with 5 rounds in a row. A lot of money at Mousesports' disposal, while SpaceSoldiers is still scraping their pockets to get anything going. 4 Furnaces for them. M4A1, M4A4 for NGIN. While we have Xantaris on a fairly aggressive peek into middle, considering his weaponry and the lack of support as well. But he doesn't spot anyone. He will forward that information to the CTs, and everyone is curiously awaiting the push of Mousesports. It's fairly early in the round still, so let's not overextend ourselves. Let's not make a call. It looks like a B attack, or at least a B fake. Mousesports came up with a few mid-round calls, so I don't really want to say anything about where the bomb is going to be planted. It seems like Nico is making up his mind as he goes. Mousesports is poking everywhere. They don't really spot any resistance so far, so they capture middle, and they will push 2 players into the vent room. Xantaris has to give up control, and he goes for the A-bomb side. That's the wrong side to pick. He quickly makes up his mind. He goes back to B. Only is inside. He's flashed. He's got his teammate Tugux with him, but they have to set up that crossfire perfectly. Only with the first. Tugux gets traded, but only with the second. Now it's Xantaris on the re-rotation, but he's a little bit too late. Can't intercept the bomb carry anymore. 10 seconds on the clock as the bomb goes down. It's a 3v3. A crucial round for SpaceSoldiers. If they pick this one up, they could have a fighting chance. But Nico and Chris J will pick off Xantaris and Dennis with the last one of the round, making it 8-6 for Mousesports. They really turn up the heat on the SpaceSoldiers, who were taking off like a rocket at first. But now they are just floating around without any control. Mousesports doing a good job of not letting the CTs gain anything anymore or get solid ground underneath their feet. SpaceSoldiers with the last round of this half, so no reason for them to save, and they will afford 4 Furnaces and 1 M4A1. That's on the B-bomb side. They have changed their setup a little bit. At least on the B-bomb side, they went for that aggressive, or somewhat aggressive, box play on the outside. But overall, SpaceSoldiers weren't really, that creative with their lineups, with their setups. They stayed inside the A-bomb side. They didn't go for A middle peaks or anything like that. They didn't counter boost. They didn't push into the vents. They gave up middle most of the time. And I think if you give Mousesports that much map control, it's gonna bite you in the backside in the end. Now, next on the A-bomb side, but his teammates will go for B, and that's a great call by Nico. Once again, he splits up his teammates. Nico will go into the bomb site, gets rid of Tugux, only falls to Dennis and Speedy with the last one to make it 9-6. Mousesports with a 7-round streak at the end of this half, looking very good now on cash. It is their map pick, so don't worry if you're a SpaceSoldiers fan. It's still not over. They got 6 rounds on the board, so it's not necessarily a bad half for SpaceSoldiers. I think that's something that they can work with. Now let's see if they have what it takes in this pistol. Mousesports is coming up with their own plans. They push Speedy outside of the B-bomb site, and the first 2 frags in favor of Mousesports are not making it look very good for SpaceSoldiers. The terrorists will have to fight their way back, and Chris J got himself into the cheeky position. He gets that frag onto Tugux, and Despy gets picked off by Next, leaving only alone. He has to pick up the bomb, carried all the way back to rather the A-bomb side. At least his teammates should have been able to tell there are 3 players at B. But he will go for it, for the B-bomb side. I mean, that is a weird call, but maybe he thought they got so many frags on B, they will probably expect me to go A. So he stays with B. Chris J obviously is not holding Toxic anymore. So he spends his time looking for the CTs. Now they have seen him, and the re-rotation comes in from the two A defenders. Only with the Glock, the USPs will be strong. He spots all the 4 players, and now he's trying to run for the A bomb site. Great call by Only. He could outrun the CTs. And if he had been really cheeky, he could have pushed back into B. But maybe that's a little bit too much to ask. Oh, he is pushing back into B. Is he doing it? Yes, but Mousesports got back into B again. Oh, Only such a good idea, but oh, he could still plant behind those boxes. Yeah, great round by Only. I really have to applaud him. In a 1v4, while being spotted, he managed to vanish again, get another frag, and get the bomb plant. And that's the least that SpaceSoldiers could have hoped for in this round. I mean, not the least, but more or less that's all they were able to hope for. It didn't look too good for them at the start of the round with the 2 opening frags and then a 1v4. But Only with a cheeky route, walking back again, walking through middle, back into the B bomb site from above, and then planting over here. So you can look at that and stare at it in awe, because that was a route of a champion. He allows SpaceSoldiers to save in this round and then go for the early buy, so they can put up some more pressure on the CT side. And if they get a bomb plant over here, this could be a very big amount of money for the terrorists. There it goes. Dennis with a frag, but the bomb has been planted. Now it's the terrorists' time to maybe even get some more frags here. They could make it very expensive for Mousesports. They have the ambush situation. Xantares with P250 doesn't pick it up though. Dennis with the triple so far. Chris J with the last one. So Mousesports will not have trouble regaining control over the A-bomb site. But they lost Nico in the process and allowed SpaceSoldiers to plant in the 2 rounds on the terrorist side. Something that I wanted to point out was Xantares' amount of frags stayed the same for the past. Yeah. When he didn't get any frags anymore, his team stopped winning rounds. They need to have Xantares back on the board. They need to pick up rounds. And this is their best chance to get back into the game. Mousesports up 11-6. A 5-round difference. But SpaceSoldiers have that early buy. They could win this 3rd round of the second half. And if they do so, Mousesports would be in some trouble here. The Germans with a checkered oriented position on the B bomb site, and 2 players hold on to A, with next being the rotator that has all that space. He can go there as well. So he is the man to be called in by his teammates, depending on their calls. The terrorists will line up that execution, and JN is the next in line. The first one already fell to Chris J, but he gets traded. Now they have to take Dennis into account. Dennis is still waiting. He's still waiting. Oh, no, it's Speedy, actually, with the FAMAS. He gets 2 frags. Tugux and Only will trade back. But Nex is called in already. Great rotation by him. Getting that frag onto Only. It's Tugux alone against 2 CTs. And Nex will not let him get away with his life. 12-6 for Mousesports. Fairly good trade, but Speedy was the linchpin for Mousesports. He was the guy to come up big from vents. When he was still holding in here, he was the guy to pick up the 2 frags and keep the B bomb site under control. SpaceSoldiers on the Deagle P250 buy. No armor for them. It's gonna be a straightforward A execution, trying to plant the bomb and then maybe picking up a few more frags. Only is doing that already with a 1D on the truck, but Dennis is still there. He's intercepting the bomb. He will dispose of another one, and he goes in for the triple kill. Dennis is putting up the numbers now. Mousesports up 13-6, expanding their lead to 7 rounds. And SpaceSoldiers need to get up They are certainly lying on the floor already. The referee's counting. Says he's maybe at 5, maybe he's even at 7, and they are out at 10. Xantares making his way into the outside of A, just molotoving the vents. But Speedy's not in the vents, he's down below, he gets flashed, and JN with a good frag, but now it's Nex, and Dennis stepping it up for Mousesports, turning it around again. SpaceSoldiers with a man disadvantage. They still have Despy in the boost position, just waiting there, peeking into middle. But Mousesports is holding so aggressively, they will not expose themselves, and when he goes for the peek, he gets traded by Dennis. The terrorist down 2-man now, only gets pushed by Chris J from behind, and Nico will shut down Tugux on the way to A. Mousesports make it 14-6, and I don't really think that SpaceSoldiers can come back anymore. It's one of those games that starts in favor of the underdog, but as soon as the favorite gains the edge, nothing is working out for the underdog anymore. 15-6, and that's Mousesports having a 7-round streak in the first half, and they already have a 6-round streak in the second half, which accounts for 13 rounds in a row by Mousesports. This is definitely putting SpaceSoldiers back in their place. Let's see what the Turkish squad can do over here. They already catch the first few bullets. Chris J with a frag onto Tugux. And JN is not able to get the frag either. Chris J is just pushing through them. He's not holding back anymore. The CTs have such a deep map control now that it's almost impossible for the terrorists to come back. They even come up with their counter boost again. Dennis, though, running in some trouble, only with a frag. Finally, something that works for SpaceSoldiers. We'll focus on the A bomb site for now. But Mousesports have the man advantage. They can easily split up, and they have a deep peek. Chris J is still holding on to Toxic on the B bomb site. There is nothing coming the B bomb site, so Mousesports should be able to tell. It's gonna be A. Nico with a cheeky flash. Another. What the? Wow. Nico, the double headshot. No trouble for him. It looks so easy when you watch him. Then Speedy comes in from Speedway. 16-6 in favor of Mousesports. Dennis came alive for them. 21 kills. And the rest of the squad is leveling it up. So everyone is doing his job. On the other side, we have Xantares on 16 frags. Doing whatever he was able to do, but he didn't get he did get one frag in the lengthy Mousesports streak, which was 14 rounds in a row by the Germans to win this first map, 16-6, a scoreline that I wouldn't have expected. I thought that SpaceSoldiers might come up with a bigger challenge for Mousesports, maybe 16-10, 16-11 maybe even. Especially with the first few rounds. But we will find out if Tugux and company can come back on their own map pick. It's Cobblestone next, and it's gonna be a hell of a game. Mousesports against SpaceSoldiers in Group D of the Gameshow Global eSports Cup. My name is Taboo. You can follow me over there, and I would appreciate you getting in the action on my Twitter account. So thanks for tuning in, guys. You've been amazing. I will turn on some music, and we will be back in roughly 5 minutes with a second map.